Hello YouTube, I am back with another video. Now it takes three things for me to upload a video. It takes me to be off work, me to not be busy, and me to have the house to myself, which does not happen very often at all. But today, miraculously, it has. So I'm here to show you a couple of my latest well, you can't really say gifts, can you? Acquisitions? I don't know. Basically, so this was on Facebook Marketplace in the vacuum cleaner group called the Broom Cupboard. Somebody had copied it into there, and it was an hour away from me. And I thought, you know what? It's unusual, so I'll get it. So for the price of £10, I mean, G.E.C. Now, I know they're very big in America, the General Electric Company. Don't know about round here. I'm not focusing properly. There you go. So, yeah, I thought we'd have a look, basically. When he found out I was a collector or a restorer or a fixer or all three, whatever you want to say, he wouldn't take any money off me, which was very, very nice of the man. So, £10 reduced to no pounds. And I now have this G.E.C, General Electric Company, model, what is it? There you go. You can all have a good look at that. The camera doesn't seem to be auto-focusing today. G.E.C Electric Cleaner, model DM380. Double insulated. Now, so this basically, I mean, there's not many vintage Hoovers left. There's a lot more left than of these things, but there were probably a lot more made. This is like the competitor to, at the time, the Hoover Junior, probably. I mean, this machine looks 50s. The guy, it was his mother's house, and his mum had died. So he went into a care home, and she didn't last over a month in there. She passed away, unfortunately, at the age of, what was it? I think it was 92. So she had a good innings, and he was cleaning out the house. So this was in the garage, the G.E.C. And he gave me a few other things, which I'll show you shortly. But we'll just get this one out of the way first. So it's not going to be plugged in today, unfortunately, because the cable is weird. It's gone like, it's melted. The cable has literally melted. And the insulation is coming off through years and years of being in the garage. It's usually the handles that go like that. As we know with the old Hoover cleaners. But no, this time the cable is completely gone, which is a shame because it was in the matching blue to the handle, or grey, or whatever it is. And but no, the handle's intact and the cable's gone, which is probably the best thing to happen because it'll be a lot more easier to put a replacement cable on than to get a replacement handle. So yeah, so what we'll do is, I suppose, have a tour around the machine. Not much you can do, is there, without plugging it in. So, as I said, this was competing with the junior cleaners by Hoover at the time. So, it's obviously not been plugged in for at least 20 years by that. I mean, you can't even, you know, the cable it's literally melted into one massive cable. And is shedding lovely bits everywhere. I'm used to describing machines that I can talk about because I know about them, but I know nothing about this. So yeah, it would have been competing with the Hoover Juniors, but it doesn't have a beat as it sweeps, as it cleans brush roll. Obviously it can't because it's not by Hoover. I mean, the quality though, it's metal, just like the Juniors were, but obviously it won't clean as well because there's no beat in action. And spares for this model now, well, spares for this make, let alone model, will be pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can buy carbon brushes for 30s Hoovers, but you will not get anything for this that isn't generic, like a new cable. The bag is in good condition. It's a really nice bag with General Electric Company on, which is nice to see. I mean, again, if the bag was no good, well, you're just not going to get a spare, are you? So the brush roll isn't seized. It's been kept, the garage was quite a nice garage. It wasn't damp or anything. Obviously the cable's melted, as I said, but it's been stored well. I think that's the only reason it is how it is. and the fact it's metal. So the brush roll has got nice long brushes on, so there's nothing wrong there, again, which is just pure luck, because you will not get a new brush roll. Obviously no beating action, it's literally just a wooden roller with a few bristles on. What was interesting to see, which, you know, this is the one thing it can boast about, which Hoovers of the time can't. Obviously I've got no tools and I'll never get any tools, so I'm not even going to look. But you take this off, it's got a flat belt. So, you know, that was the thing with the Hoovers. The belts were forever snapping, the round belts. I mean, the rubber ones were better at the time. They're like a shiny, plasticised belt now, which snap even quicker. But the belts were never brilliant, if I'm honest. And obviously this one is long gone and is cracked and perished. But it's flat, so it wouldn't snap at the same rate as the junior ones. And it's got a nice metal pulley. Again, in good condition, because I wouldn't get another, so... a little diagram there of which way the belt goes on, again, similar to the juniors. And that just clicks on the front, like so. So I got talking to the guy, told him I was a collector, he wouldn't take any money off me, and he said, well, I've also found this. Now this, it's a weird thing, I'll be honest. So, put me G.E.C back for the moment, because again I can't really do much without plugging it in. I'll do another video when it's got a cable on that I can plug it in with. If I was outside I'd plug it in, but A, I'm not, and I can't even unravel the cable to stand away from the cleaner to plug it in, because I can't unravel it. It's literally, well look, this is how well it has melted together. I can actually, oh no, it's come off, wow, have a look. There's literally nothing there. It's just completely gone. The rubber is falling right off. But at least I can, well, unwrap it to a degree. I almost thought about plugging it in then, but that would be absolutely stupid, because not only is it almost guaranteed to spark everywhere and ruin the carpet, which is probably already ruined by all the rubber, but it's just going to trip the breaker out straight away, so there is no point. So we'll leave that there. But this, right, so as soon as I saw this box, I thought it's full of rubbish, and then there's a Dustette on the top. So he said, I found all this as well, and since you're into old vacuum cleaners, he said, I'd rather you take this as well. So there's a Dustette on the top, being all Dustette, as Dustettes are. This is the only thing out of all this that I would call common. And most people wouldn't call a Dustette common anymore, but you know. So I think this should be chrome, or silver at least, and obviously the black will be black and has stayed black. The grommet is just starting to go. So that is that pretty much. I will plug that one in. Should we plug it in now? Put the machine on, just to prove to it works. I mean, I've never plugged it in before either, so if it does give me an electric shock, you can all watch. Again, the cable seems to be, it's a weird way it's been wrapped round. The cable is, I don't know, is it just starting to go? Is it not going? It's hard to tell because obviously you can't see the internal cord. If this was going to be used as a regular machine, it'd be getting rewired straight away, but I'll turn it on now and then it probably won't be turned on until it's refurbished properly, which is going to take a lot of work on the metal. Saying that, there isn't much metal, is there, so? But yeah, so the machine's on. I don't know what it sounds like, I'll put it there. And we'll have a listen. So I'll unplug that, plug this in, see if it runs. Nope. Nothing. Somebody been fiddling with this switch. Try it again. Wow, that is quiet. Well, oh, maybe that is on then. God, it sounds quiet though. I don't want to go too near it. Still very apprehensive. Got suction. Yeah. That seems to be alright. So the guy said he remembered his mother using that on the stairs in the house. Which, I mean, stairs and upholstery, I mean, it's got a fixed nozzle on that you can't remove. There's not really much else you can do with it, is there? So the Dustette is the Dustette. Again, he said his mother bought that brand new. But this thing, I have never seen before in my life, and I'll probably never see another. It is weird. It's this. Whatever the hell that is, I don't know. Well, I do know. Oh. Vorwerk. Wow, I didn't know that. Bloody hell, this must be a really old... I just saw Vacmaster when I had a look before. It's a Vorwerk. Or Vorwerk. Volkswagen. Vorwerk. Whatever you want to say, I don't know. Wow, I didn't know. Bloody hell. Well, that must have cost a lot, mustn't it? Obviously, it's really old. And so... a vintage Vorwerk, or whatever you pronounce it. I feel like a tit, whichever way I pronounce it, to be honest. So, yeah, he said his dad used this in the car, and, you know, he said his dad was a policeman, and they were quite well off, and they moved into the house when it was brand new. Okay, so the Dustette over there, that probably would have been a fair amount of money. Don't know why they got the G.E.C, because that wouldn't have been... Well, it would have been a fair amount of money, but it wouldn't have cost as much as the equivalent of a Junior. So they've cheaped out there, but then they bloody well made up for it, haven't they? They've got themselves a Vorwerk. Wowzer. I've unscrewed that and put it back on. I won't do it one-handed, it's full of muck. So, yeah. So basically, I mean, that was in the box, and I nearly said to him I won't bother taking this. He said, no, that's off the cleaner. That's actually one of the... That's the extension tube. Now... It looks like a piece of crappy pipe I've pulled out a skip, but actually that is the extension tube. And I saw them in the bottom and I got excited thinking there's a senior around. But unfortunately, he said he does remember his mother having a senior, so maybe the G.E.C was a supplement to the Hoover senior, but it broke and got skipped. So, or taken to the tip. He says he doesn't think the senior's there in the house. Obviously, he says he's clearing the house, so if it is there, he'll find it. So he's got my number, but I'm not keeping my hopes up. It's just nice to have a decent set of extension ones where the clips aren't rusted to hell on the end. So I got them. I don't think there's anything else Hoover in here. This is off the Vorwerk, apparently. That's the dusting tool. Now this thing here, this is the hard floor nozzle, and it is cast iron. It weighs, just listen, it weighs an absolute ton. But it's funny because this part is rubber. It's like a wooden block. It's got all these bristles, a wooden block, but then this slides out again, hard to do one-handed. You might just have to believe me on this one, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it out unless I put my foot there. Oh, yes. So that's a carpet tool, which glides along and is as light as hell, and is probably very easy to push. I mean, you know, it won't do anything, because there's no brush roll. It'll just pick up the surface bits, like that. But then that, for your hard floor, the weight, you just wouldn't bother. You just would not bother. Weighs that much. Again, well, it's evident it was a Hoover at some point, because there's a Hoover branded hard floor brush. These will go nice with my vintage Constellation, actually. Hoover branded duster. Nice soft bristles. Hoover crevice tool for all your crevice needs. And then this, which is all off the Vorwerk. Hard duster, wall scrubber, I don't know, whatever you want to call that. That blows. He said he remembers something to do with suds, so it might be like a Kirby suds a gun, I don't know. Vacmaster by Vorwerk. That, which is shagged out, probably in a little upholstery doolally. No idea. It's got like a little sponge filter in it there, whatever this is. Can't do it one-handed. No idea what that does. Hopefully one of you will be able to tell me. He didn't know if that was supposed to be with it, but obviously I've seen this on Filter Queens, so that reminded me. That is air purifier. Oh, nice, smart, I can read. I said it's like an air freshener for it. He said, well, you can have that. Don't know how it works. So that's there. He said, that's off the Vorwerk, but it is not. He's put it in the little Vorwerk box, but it's not because it's got a pip fitting. So that must be a Hoover tool. So we'll put it there. And again, gone yellow. I mean, it looks like a piece of crap. I've only just realised halfway through this video, it is a Vorwerk. Piece of metal. And then this little box here. And there you go. So that obviously fills with suds, or the air purifier that's probably older than me. And that looks brand new, to be honest, because all the chrome is still chrome. Yeah, Vorwerk. Well, bloody hell, I never knew that. So this pile of shite is actually one of the most expensive cleaners you can buy. Oh yeah, and let's not forget the Morphy Richards fan heater. So he said, is it just vacuum cleaners or any electrical appliances? I said, it's mainly vacuum cleaners, but I do, you know, dabble in other electrical appliances. So then next thing, he turned to a shelf that he was stood by and took that off the shelf again in the garage. And it's in lovely... Oh, I've just pulled the grill off. By the way I picked it up. I was going to show you it, but obviously... Oh yeah, there we go. It's hooked back on now. It's in lovely condition. It's a little Morphy Richards 2-bar electric heater. And when I got it, I mean, it would be great for my shed, to be honest. The cable's cloth braided and doesn't look like it's breaking down, so I'll just show you it quick. I know you're not here for this, but it is interesting. So, plugged it in. And, you know, obviously I can feel the heat coming off that already, but you won't, obviously. And you won't see the red bar. That turned red after a while. So it is working. And originally, as you will see now, hopefully, only the bottom bar lit up red. And I thought, you know, that's why it was put in the garage, because it's broken. There's a switch on the back. There, a little Crabtree branded one with a little C on the end of the dolly. I don't know if you can pick it up on here. There's a little C on there. And just there it is. And I thought, well, that is the on-off switch, because, I mean, this thing, it's as simple as they come, isn't it? It's a 2-bar fire. And it's literally a bit of wire, an element there, and a switch. I thought it won't have different settings or anything. I thought that'll just be on and off, that switch, and the reason it was put in the garage is it was broken. You can see that bar's lit up nicely, but the top one hasn't. And so anyway, I just flicked the switch just to see what it was doing, you know. Doink. And after a while, the top bar lit up, and I couldn't believe it. It's actually well, you can't call it 2-speed, that's the vacuum cleaners talking. It's actually a 2-setting model. And it's a really nice little heater. I mean, obviously it's silent, so I can use it in my shed when I'm making videos and it won't disturb, because it won't make any noise. So in a minute, you'll see the top bar will also light up. Nice little Morphy Richards vintage heater there for you. So I've looked it up online. There's a few on eBay, not going for very much money, obviously. And it's from the late 1940s, early 1950s, apparently. I mean, it does look 40s. I mean, look at that cable. Look at the design on the cable. But, you know, all in amazing condition. It's been looked after. So, yeah, it really does belt out the heat. I can't remember what it says, how many watts it is, where the sticker is. I'm sure it had a data sticker on it. Or have I made that up? I'm sure it had a metal plate. You know, all the info on. Under there. I don't know where it's gone now. Maybe it didn't. I'm sure I googled the model, so I couldn't have done that, could I, without or in the process. I've just noticed that now, which looks like where the model thing was on. So if it's fallen off somewhere in my house. Anyway, no, it's not over there. So there it is. Anyway, it's a nice little heater. You can see the top bar is now also lit up, nice and warm. So it's very good, really, and I'll just use it as an everyday item. All it needs is a bit of a clean, with a nice MK plug on as well. And unlike the new portable heaters of today, when it's used, the plug doesn't get worryingly hot, which is brilliant. So that's that. We'll stand that over there, because it's a nice day today. It's hot in here, I don't really need the heater on, that'd be too hot. Should we plug this thing in then, and see what it does, if it does anything. I still can't get over it's a Vorwerk, and I had no idea. I just thought it was a Vacmaster. Obviously, like Hoover have got a Pure Power, this is obviously a Vorwerk Vacmaster. I just thought the brand was Vacmaster. Cable grommet is history. I mean, again, it just looks weird. Saying that, I've always thought the Vorwerks of today, not that I'll ever have one because they're expensive, I always thought they looked weird. I think it cost even more than Kirby's, don't they? So, yeah. Wow. Doesn't sound too healthy, I'll be honest. The fan sounds a bit unbalanced. The suction is absolutely shite. Bit of faded Vacmaster brand. The bag is pumped like a rocket. The bag is full though, so that's obviously why. Gone off where? No. No. Or if that is the on and off, it doesn't work. So anyway, have a look at that. That's the model and whatever. Should we see if we can pick up them bits of crap? So I'm guessing that won't fit that way. Yes, that's right. And then presumably, so if I balance that between my legs and put the pipe on that way, presumably that's how you're supposed to use the thing. Should we see if it can get them bits, them few little bits there. I don't want to run it for too long. Again, this is the first time I've checked all these things. I've not actually checked them over properly. Never tested these before. Very wary of that cable gland as well. It's doing absolutely nothing. It's dead easy to move because there's no suction. I can't even pick little bits of rubber up, bless it, that the G.E.C has dropped. Actually, I think it is slightly picking. Yeah, it is picking up slightly. If you put the little suction hole right over the stuff, like you won't get it the side, but if you do, if you get the hole practically on top of the muck, oops. Yeah, just about got that cobweb up, or is it just, no, it's just rubbed it into the carpet. Yeah. Right, had enough. It does scare me slightly at the minute still. So yeah. All that for free. It's not bad, is it? Yeah, so not really got anything much else to say at the moment. The thing that's in the best condition at the moment is the little, well, it's the heater actually, but we're not counting that because it's nothing to do with vacuum cleaners. Oh yeah, that's still hot. It's probably the Dustette. The tape worries me slightly, but other than that, you know, it is what it is. So, as I said, I'm sorry for not uploading in a while, but, you know, I do have other commitments, and sometimes when I am free, I'm too tired to be making all these videos. It's just I've got a bit of time off at the moment, and the house is empty. I feel motivated enough to do this, and I'm free and off work. So there you go. So it was supposed to be just this for £10, but ended up getting that for free. And then got the Hoover tools with it, got the Vorwerk plus the accessories, got the Morphy Richards 2-bar electric fire or heater, whatever you want to say, and got the Hoover Dustette. Now, I know the copper and tan version, or copper and brown, or golden brown, or whatever you want to call it, the Model 100. I know the Model 100 was the same as this. I don't know if this came before the 100. That's not smoke, is it? No, it's just dust coming out the end of it. 140 watts. Trying to see. Model 100. Oh, so it's just a different colour scheme. Model 100. I see. So obviously, I think this would have come before. I think it would have ran with the 30s cleaners that were all chrome with black bags. And then the Dustette's Model 100. Well, that is the Model 100 as well. The copper version, I think, would have come after it and ran against the 119 Junior and 612 Senior. So yes, thank you for looking at these. Well, I was going to say piece of crap. We know it's actually not now. Thank you for looking at these items with me. We'll have a look at this another day properly when it's got a cable on so we can actually plug the damn thing in. Got a little pedal there. I mean, it does. It reminds me of the 1224, to be honest, the Hoover Junior. Little release pedal there. You press that and it lowers the handle like that. Now it won't go back up. That's cool. I just noticed that. The way it is, that's the switch there. And when you lower the handle, it goes against the switch. So maybe it switches it on and off as well, lowering the handle like an automatic switch. Well, that's just about as automatic as you're going to get at the time, isn't it? The early 1950s. So anyway, I think it looks nice, and I got it because it's different to have. It won't clean as well as the Juniors, as I said, but, you know, it is what it is. So, I know, sorry this hasn't been a very formal video, but I've been going between that, and that, instead of just doing one thing at a time and then moving on, but I keep referring back to things. So, thanks very much for watching. Now I'm going to get all this stuff off the blondie beige carpet before the house fills up again and I'm not the only one in. And I'm going to get shouted at because to everyone else these things are just crap. And yeah, what are they doing on that carpet? Yeah, I'll get these shifted now. But thanks for watching anyway. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.